Hello everyone. Welcome to this live today. Let's see who is going to join us. Hello. Let me put here our theme for today is COVID-19 questions. We are bringing a doctor here today to answer our questions. How to stay healthy. Yeah, she's already here. How to stay healthy in times like this. Yep. Hello, merhaba everyone. Welcome to this live today. Hello everyone. My name is Gabby. I work here at Approach. We are all in quarantine here in the United States. Our students are home. We are starting our classes next week. All the classes will be online. And throughout this pandemic, we have a lot of questions. That's why we decided to bring Uvia here. Uvia is a doctor and she's going to talk about the coronavirus and how we can stay healthy throughout this time. So I'm going to call her to the live today. Any questions, please leave here in the comments below. Good to see you too. I miss you so much.
I miss you too. I miss you too. I hope everything will go back to the normal very soon.
Yes. So, Uvia, we are here today to talk about the coronavirus. So first of all, talk a little bit about yourself for people who don't know you.
Sure. First, I want to say hi to everybody. I see Natasha there. Hi, Natasha. Hi, everyone.
Привет, подруга.
Привет, подруга. I hope everybody's keeping safe and doing the best they can do. My name is Olga. I'm originally from Azerbaijan. I was a student at Approach, and I graduated from medical university, and I did residency training in my country. And I'm going to start my residence training here in the U.S. upcoming July, hopefully.
Congrats!
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. That was a really good news for me in the middle of this kind of going craziness, but I guess we all have to find some happy news to just hang on, so as to forget about everything what's going on around the world. So yeah, this is me, and I'm here, and we're happy to answer all the questions they may have, the students or all the followers may have regarding this. So yeah.
So Uvia, tell us a little bit about this new coronavirus that everybody is talking about. Why is this different, and how has this started? Just to give us a little bit of an introduction before we get to our tips and questions.
Sure. So we all have heard about like a virus like SARS or MERS, which has affected the world like a few years ago. The coronavirus is one of those family. It's like Coronaviridae family, and it's like the virus called SARS-CoV-19 because SARS is like severe upper respiratory syndrome, and that's because it causes a very severe upper respiratory syndrome. Like how it started. It started, as everybody probably knows about it already. It started in Wuhan, the city in China, and started with only one person. And the most interesting thing about this virus, why it's different, because usually this virus, it's a protein and it has a very thick lipid envelope around it, like an oil. When I say lipid, it's like oil envelope around this. Like imagine you have this and you just cover it with a really oily thing that it can stuck everywhere and it's really hard to wash out. So that's the thing that makes it different. And usually this virus cannot attach the human proteins in human body. That's why it wasn't a case for humans for a long time, but somehow this virus mutated, and it mutated the way that now it can attach the human protein and it can grow and like spread really easily. That makes this virus really serious, and that's why the world is trying to fight it altogether. And it started only with one, as I said, only one person who ate their bat, which is usually this virus is really like common for bats, and then just it starts spreading like crazy. And so the difference of this virus, it can have different stages. Like for people like you, me, like who has no chronic condition, who is young enough, who has good immune system, we can sometimes maybe even we have like some nasal secretions or like a little cough or fatigue. We don't even understand what is it, and we don't go after that, and we just like recover. Maybe it was coronavirus, but we didn't understand it. But for people who are old and like over 65, who have like some chronic conditions like diabetes or taking some immunosuppressants, which actually brings their immune system down, they are really susceptible to this virus, and they can have more severe cases. Like when we look at the death case, like Italy has the more death case. Why? Because they have a lot of old generation. That's a reason why they have this. So that what makes this virus very serious, because it can attach, like it's because of the lipid envelope around it, it's so heavy, it can actually like just live there on the air, and if you just breathe that air in, you can easily get affected. Or it can attach on the metal surfaces or any surface we may touch, can stay there for up to 2 days, and that's really so that's a reason why it's really hard to control this, because it's really how to say, it's like attachable, and it's very heavy that nobody can see it, but everybody can catch it.
Yes. So I think this leads us to a question like, why is everybody at home? Like, everybody should be at home? So can you talk a little bit about this social distancing, quarantine we're living right now?
Sure. So this is a disease that being spread by droplets, like when we cough or we sneeze, we just we don't see them, but they're in the air. We spread a lot of droplets, and these droplets are not only in the air, but it can be, as I said, in any surface, in the door, like doorbells or anything that we may touch, or like mailbox. Or we go outside, we want to go to, like, let's say to CVS, and we want to touch something. Maybe somebody touched that surface already before us, and that actually like we can touch this. And then so social distancing is not only to protect ourselves, but it also to protect everybody that is living with us in the same family, in the same building, under the same roof. Because as I said, okay, I may say, oh, you know what, I'm young, I have good immune system, I have no chronic condition, I can go easily out, and I'm safe. But okay, I'm safe. What if I'm living with somebody in the house, and I come back? I'm going to be okay, but I can spread this to that person, and that person is not going to be okay because there is some chronic condition or something, or age factor, or some medications. Or let's say I went outside, I touched something, there was virus, I came home, I touched my door, like outside door bell, and I was okay, but somebody after me who came and touched it, they got it, and they're going to spread it. So the only way to stop the spread until we find how to fight this is just to social distance. Because and why it's also important to social distance, imagine why it's so serious, because a lot of number of people, like it's already, like when I look today, it's like 960,000 people are infected. If this number doubles or triples, there's no place for this place to keep them in quarantine, or to give them special treatment, or to give them in the hospital. There is there's not such a country which has space for this many people to keep them in the hospital. So if at least we can slow down this spread, if hospitals, doctors, nurses, all the people can take care of this stepwise, it's going to make it easier. So from us, what we need to do to be heroes, we don't have to go outside or to say, hey, I am not afraid of you, coronavirus, I'm here, come and get me, or stuff like that. It's not a being hero these days. Being hero is just staying home, just having some time with yourself,
right?
and being responsible not only for yourself, it's time to be responsible for others, for other human fellows too, because imagine it's like a war. Like if it's if people were at a war, and if they knew that there is a person who can kill them because it's a war, like second war, World War, they wouldn't go outside. So see coronavirus as a war, and just keep distance with everything that may affect you or your beloved one.
Yes, that's very interesting. I see that there are a lot of people from Turkey here. Merhaba, everyone.
Merhaba everyone.
Hi,
Merhaba.
everyone from Turkey. um, okay, so we talked about the virus. We talked about the importance of being at home. But during this time, you mentioned a little bit about overwhelming the hospitals, and that means that we shouldn't get sick during this time. We should take care of ourselves, and this is very, very important, because you might not get sick because of the coronavirus, but you might get sick with something else. And right now it's a very difficult time for us to go to the hospital for any other reasons, right?
Yes, there's a there's a really funny joke I remember now. So doctors are saying it's okay while you're keeping home. It's okay for you to talk to your pillow, to your sleepers. Don't call us for that. Just call us when they start talking back to you.
I saw the same things, but about plants. Like you're not crazy if you're talking to your plants at home. But just call your doctor in case the plants answer back to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I completely agree with you. So even not only because of overwhelming the hospital, imagine if you go to the hospital for a little reason or no apparent reason, just because you get anxious or something, you increase your risk of being infected too, because hospital is the main place where you can get this. And you're not only overwhelming the place, but you're also putting yourself at a higher risk. Maybe you go there for anything, any other reason, but you put yourself in the like danger of getting the virus. So just being on the safe side, being hero by staying home, keeping distance. If you need to go outside, like make a list. You don't have to go outside today, tomorrow, the next day, and the other day. Make a list. Okay, I know that everybody has their like necessary things to do. You can make a list and go outside. Try to avoid, if you don't have car, try to avoid public transportation. It's better just walk, just wear the mask and walk around. And get everything done. And if you go to the like a grocery shopping and you come back, make sure you just wipe everything with the disinfectant wipe before putting them into the fridge or something, and wash your hands. Even clothes, like virus can stay in the clothes for a long time. If you have a little kid who comes and hugs your legs after you come back from the outside, don't let it happen, because okay, you are not touching them, but your hands or your shoes may have this virus on it. So just don't let anybody touch you after you come back from the outside. Change your clothes, wash your hands, disinfect yourself. Then you can take your baby, or you can do whatever you want to. You can eat, but don't touch. If you are washing your hands, but you're still having your clothes on that you went outside, and you are doing this, there is still a risk that you get it back. Yeah. So it's better just, how to say, like isolate to only keep your skin after coming back, and change everything, and then just wash and disinfect your hands.
Yes, there is a comment here from Mariana. She said, if I go to the market, is it necessary to wash the products when I get home?
Definitely, it's necessary. Like even the products that you are actually peeling, like orange or tangerine, actually you're peeling off the shell, but it's better to wash them. And then, because as I said, the shell might have it. So you wash it, you wash your hands, and because imagine if there is a virus, you clean it, and you already touched that shell, and then you put the like thing into your mouth, which is like, or people are wearing gloves. They're coming, or okay, they're not touching their face, not touching their eyes, everything is fine. They're coming home and they're taking their gloves like this. No, you don't have to touch the surface of your glove when you are taking them off. You take this and then you just do this. Like there's a technique of taking your gloves, not touching with your bare hands of your glove. What the meaning of wearing glove if you're going to just touch your gloves after coming back home?
Yeah, that's very important. So I see some comments here. There are things that are unknown about this virus, right? So there is a person here asking, some people think this virus is not natural. What do you think about this idea?
So there's nothing we can say at the moment because still there is a scientific research going on about treatment, about vaccines, about what actually this virus is all about. So is there this type of virus? Yes, there's a coronavirus family which has SARS, MERS, and or already faced it. Is this virus a little different? Yes. What makes it different? As I say, it usually doesn't attach the human body, the human protein to grow and to cause the disease, but this time it made it happen and it spread really fast, which made it pandemic. There are known facts and unknown facts, and so I understand everybody is becoming like coronavirus freak this day. Everybody's reading a lot of sources. Like I don't open my Facebook. I don't read anything about coronavirus on Facebook because people has no little understanding about the like their architecture, but they're writing about coronavirus and they're writing their own ideas and making people stressed. There's no need to make. We're all already stressed enough. Now it's the time to calm ourselves down. There are like trustful sources like CDC or any source in Turkey, in Brazil, or in another country that they have to keep themselves informed what's going on, but not from these kind of different untrustful site like sources, but just choose one source and read from there and just keep yourself updated. Because we read, we don't understand, we make ourselves stressed. And stress is one of the things, how we can protect ourselves by keeping our immune system in a good level. By making ourselves stressed, the only way how our body can fight the stress, there's a hormone cortisol. Our body starts producing that. What does cortisol do? Cortisol brings our immune system down. So we're fighting the stress, but we're bringing our immune system down, and there is no. So just watch something, read about coronavirus a little bit. That's enough. I mean, we know what we can do at the moment. It's sitting home, just keeping social distancing, doing good hygiene, eating good food with proteins, with enough proteins, taking like vitamins. I have a lot of vitamins here. I take vitamins like vitamin D, calcium, or like drinking like ginger or lemon tea, like making to boost our immune system. Or if you feel stressed, you feel like, okay, you're having panic attack, you are like really overwhelmed with everything going on, just make chamomile tea and drink chamomile tea, calm yourself down. So like easy things to follow.
Yes. It's important to mention, like I work with social media and this is a trend topic. Okay, so it's important to mention that a lot of people are becoming experts on coronavirus, not because they know 100% about it, not because they control the information about it, but because this is the word that is most searched on Google right now or in everywhere else. So everybody's talking about the same thing now. So that's why we're receiving this overload of information related to the coronavirus. So this that Uwe is talking about is really important for us to stop and think like how we are feeding our brains during this time. Because if you check the news, if you check information about this every single hour, every moment in your house, of course you're gonna get anxious and worried about something that you cannot control. Like we cannot control. We don't know, and Uwe can maybe talk more about that better than me, but like we don't have a vaccine for that. We don't have a treatment yet. So there are a lot of uncertainties right now that is out of our hands. We cannot control that. So what can we control? We can control our health. We can control our, the things that we watch, the things that we consume, the time that we spend. That's what we can control right now. So we need to do our parts, because again, as Olga mentioned, if you get anxious or stressed, you're gonna lower your immunity. So we don't want that, because we don't want to get sick for other things, right now. So Olga, can you talk a little bit about how we can keep our immunity high throughout this time? One thing that I kind of know, you can talk more about that, is about getting enough sleep, right? And I've been having a hard time with that, to be honest. And I believe a lot of people are feeling the same way, because first of all, I have been using computer, cell phone, tablet, everything a lot, because I am at home. And then I don't know if it is about the light that comes from the screen, something like that. So I was not getting enough sleep, because I was waking up a lot throughout the night. Also, anxiety, stress. So one of the things that I did, and if you have any more recommendations about that as well, it was I'm taking melatonin, I'm turning my devices off before going to bed. So I know this is one thing, but can you talk more about other things we can do to keep our immunity in a good level, so we don't get sick at home?
Definitely. By the way, here's my friend Layla. I just want to say hi to her. We haven't met for a long time. As you said, sleep is one of the main important, like very important factor for us to keep our immune system in a good level. So if you cannot sleep, for example, for you, melatonin can work for some people who are like really sensitive to melatonin. They can get headache. For what I do, I just drink chamomile tea. It's really like I have a chamomile tea before my sleep, and it really makes me calm. And I try not to read anything anxious before I go to sleep. I meditate. I do like breath exercises. Not only good for the mental health, but it's also good for our lungs. If we do yoga, if we do Pilates, and we do some breathing exercises, we expand our lungs. We need our lungs these days. If something happens, we need our lungs to be in a full motion to fight this happening around. So just doing some breathing exercises, calming yourself down, your brain down, not like, as you say, just put your phone on airplane mode. Nothing is going to happen. You need your body and your mind in a good state when you wake up in the morning. The next thing, eating proteins, like eating good breakfast, like having avocado or eggs, and not drinking a lot of alcohol. Like some people may think that alcohol is like alcohol. We're actually keeping outside the disinfection and inside disinfection, but it's not like that. Keeping alcohol at the low level as possible. Like one like a glass of wine is okay, but it's not like okay, if you're home, you cannot do anything and you're just drinking 10, 20 beers a day. It's not going to help you. Giving a break to smoking, because as I said, we need our lungs these days. So if anybody's there smoking, they have to bring it, at least to try to bring it down or to stop it for some time. And having vitamins like vitamin D, calcium, vitamin C. They can have vitamin C, but I also, if somebody is taking some other medications, I recommend them to talk to the doctors before taking like vitamin C. As I said, like keeping emotionally and physically at a normal level, and so also even like we can, how to say, like we can drink some green tea or some other teas, like because we need not the cold things to drink, but we need some warm things to drink these days. So this will be like, I guess everybody can follow this. There's nothing like special, or I cannot do this or something. And like I know that a lot of pregnant women who are considered about their pregnancy and being infected and like for their baby. But what I would like to say, there's no evidence of the pregnant ladies infecting their bodies in the while being in the womb. But okay, I recommend pregnant ladies to take better care of themselves, because due to the changes in their bodies, they can be more susceptible to the virus. So it's better just to be safe, just to follow the recommendations, and they can continue breastfeeding and everything. So there's no these things. I don't. Maybe yeah, these are all things that come to my mind when we like to speak about the normal things, what we can do to just boost our immune system.
Another thing that someone, Gisele, was saying here, what is your opinion about the general public who wear masks?
Masks are good. A mask, because as I said, usually it says that if you don't have any symptoms, don't wear them. But I would like to say that if you go outside and if you feel like actually you can put yourself or your like people living with you under the danger, it's better just to be protected, to wear the mask. I don't see any bad in wearing a mask. For example, I have a mask. I don't use one mask every time. So what I do, I wash it. It's a washable thing. I can wash it. I can wear it 3 times, and then just not to there's nothing wrong in wearing the mask in public places. Actually, it's good because you are taking care of yourself and of others. You are being responsible. So there's nothing wrong with it.
I've heard that it's more about not spreading the virus than getting infected, right? Like about using the mask. But at the same time, a lot of people might be infected and they don't know about that because they are not having all the symptoms and they are not testing everybody now, right?
Definitely. And because like virus have up to 7 days of incubation time. What is incubation time? Like somebody's sick, but they don't have any symptoms, but they're spreading it. So without any symptoms, they can spread up to 3 days. So what if I'm sick and I have no idea about me being sick, and I'm going outside and I'm just spreading droplets and like putting people under danger? Not only about spreading, but also, like as I said, it's really heavy and it can stuck in the air. And when we breathe the air, we can get it. So we also protect ourselves by wearing the mask, because there's nothing wrong in it. Of course, the better thing is not to go out, but if you need to go out, it's better just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. There is I don't know how to pronounce this name, Yoleriali. Ali, I think it's Ali, his name. A lot of people have started to learn cooking meals in the wake of the coronavirus.
That's true. That's actually very, very, very good thing to learn, because we all need to learn how to cook.
Yes. Tima Mamedov is saying, what is the situation with coronavirus in the United States?
So in the United States, I hate numbers and statistics. So what I want to say, like the numbers are really increasing. When I looked, like yesterday, it was like almost over 200,000. And I know that the epicenter, like United States is becoming an epicenter at the moment, and the New York is the main place where a lot of cases are happening. And like my family is calling me and they are asking me, is there everything okay? We just read something, like US having a really hard time dealing with it and stuff. I said, like, just we're here, we're under control now. As I said, this is all the sources that we were talking about. So they read about it, they get anxious, and they start asking what's going on. So yeah, as I said, so number is really increasing, but it's not only about the number. So when we look at the thing, if US is like doing more tests, of course US going to have more conditions. If any other country is not doing tests, but maybe they have actually more cases, but there are no tests being done. So how we can know that how many people are suffering from this if we're not doing any tests? So maybe that's a reason of US having this high number, because of the tests being done here in the US.
Also, it's a huge country.
Exactly.
So when we look at Italy, for example, Italy, it's a small country.
Yeah.
So the United States is huge. So it's expected that the number is higher, you know.
Yeah.
So about New York, for example, if you have not been to New York, you don't know how crazy that is. Like, it's full of people. And
Yeah.
the subways, which is the main type of transportation there, because nobody wants to be in traffic,
Yeah.
it's just full of people. So it's expected that in New York City, for example, there will be a lot of cases because people didn't know they were infected before. So they
Mm-hmm.
were spreading to others inside of the subway, on the streets. And now that we know, it's easier to um, keep that under control somehow. But
Yeah.
we will have to go through the phase that we are going to have to test everybody, see the cases, and deal with it, right? So that's why the president and all the governors are talking about slow the spread by staying at home, right?
Yes.
So that's the situation right now in the United States. They are telling everybody to stay at home so we
Mm-hmm.
can slow the spread in the next 30 days to flatten, what they say, flatten the curve,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully end the situation sooner, right? But it's a matter of everybody getting together in this mission of slowing the spread. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult to manage that
Definitely. Yeah.
because,
That's actually that was the reason. I think that the US take really good control of the situation because the number could be even higher if like everything didn't go under lockdown this soon. But so as a like humans, as like just as citizens, our role is not to be ignorant and to follow the rules, to give time to scientists, to government to deal with it and to find a way, and just to understand how we can fight this and how we can help each other with this. And another thing I would like to mention, like as you say, there are no specific, like a lot of treatments are coming up, like people are posting, hey, here is the treatment, scientists found the treatment to this, scientists found this to this, but there's nothing is being proved so far. There's no proof to any medication. Like there was another medication, like everybody's were asking me, can we get hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin and just be on the safe side, not to get the dizzy, but they don't understand that they can protect themselves from coronavirus. They're just taking it for a prophylaxis, but they don't know that those two medications can cause the arrhythmia, the ventricular arrhythmia, which is really, which is even like more dangerous than the coronavirus itself. And if they're not in the hospital settings, nobody's gonna help them to survive. So don't follow any recommendations. Hey, there is this treatment was found, and you just call your country and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, can you send me this medication? It helps with the prophylaxis. Prophylaxis is
yeah,
good hygiene, is just using alcohol, washing your hands, eating good food, being on the safe side when you come from the outside, and just like drinking, as I said, like some teas, like ginger teas, special teas, eating
water,
good
liquids in
food,
general.
water, exactly, keeping hydrated, eating a vitamin, like some like fruits, uh, eating a lot of vegetables, cooking them, and but don't forget to wash everything, shelled, not shelled, even eggs. Wash the eggs before doing something because you're gonna like break it and it can touch the shell of the egg, and just wash everything. Just good hygiene. That's the only reason, and don't do anything extra things for that. It's just normal human hygiene things.
Yeah. Uh, so let's talk a little bit about this. If I am feeling sick, what should I do right now? So, what are the symptoms? And should I go straight to the hospital, for example? Or, so can you give us a little bit of advice on that? If I am feeling
Sure,
sick at home, what should I
sure.
do?
Like usually, like how it starts with the fatigue. Like people start, like a person starts feeling really tired, body aches, and then they start having like normal like influenza flu symptoms like runny nose, cough, but after some time, they start having like shortness of breath, fever. If you have these symptoms like diarrhea, like using Tylenol many times a day, if anybody starts having these symptoms, and the best thing to do, first thing, keep a thermometer at home so as you can check your temperature. If you have a temperature and you feel like, okay, this is not feeling good, call 911 and tell them about your symptoms and tell them how you're feeling, and just isolate yourself. Take Tylenol. Tylenol is good. It's going to bring your temperature down. It's going to help you with the pain too. Keep hydrated. Try to, if you're living with somebody, just ask them not to come close to you until you figure out what's going on, because not everybody can be tested at the moment, but still it's better just to be like cautious. Just take Tylenol, bring your temperature down, and take vitamins like multivitamins or vitamin C, and call 911 and explain your situations. There are a lot of hotlines, but in every state there are hotlines that you can call. If you're feeling sick, please call this number and tell us how you're feeling, and we're going to guide you. So first thing first, they have to have thermometer, so at least they can help in a little way, so they can measure their temperature and see what's going on, and that's it. But not all the symptoms are coronavirus. For example, this is a really high season of flu too. Maybe you're having just flu and it's just a runny nose and nothing else, or just being stressed. That's why you're feeling fatigue. It doesn't mean that you have coronavirus, or if you're feeling fatigue or you're having, so basically if you have all this together, like fatigue, runny nose, cough, diarrhea, and fever, like if you have these symptoms together, you just need to be cautious.
Yes, one thing I want to mention is if you're here in Boston, Massachusetts, there is a number that you can text to get updates in your phone, and they have this option in different languages as well. So just go on Instagram to City of Boston or the official Instagram of the state of Massachusetts, and you will find the number there and the word that you need to text for you to get the updates on your phone. I have this on my phone right now, and it's very, very useful. One thing I want to mention here, they are recommending that if you're here in this area and you think you are having the symptoms of coronavirus, don't call 911, call 311.
Okay.
311 is another number they created now, just for symptoms related to the coronavirus, and they will give you some instructions over there if you should get tested or not, if you should isolate yourself or not, what you should do. Right now, the firefighters, usually when you call 911, that's the place you're calling. They are not testing coronavirus, so call 911 if you have any other emergency, like about any other thing that you might have. But like if you're feeling sick and you might think it's coronavirus, then you call 311.
Okay, it's 3111, not 911. Okay,
yeah,
good.
911 for any other
reasons. Yeah. 311 COVID.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So,
and also I would like to mention one thing before I forget. For example, like so using alcohol. So we can use alcohol, but also there's some mouth rinse which has alcohol in it. So if we brush our teeth and we rinse our mouth with that alcohol, like with the rinse which has alcohol in it, it's also good. Like what I do, for example, if I need to go outside, I have hydrogen peroxide, 3% of hydrogen peroxide. I gargle before going out and after coming out. After coming from outside, I gargle with the hydrogen peroxide, which is 3%. You don't have to like dilute it with water or something. It's like you don't swallow it. You just gargle and just sweep it out. And you can just the earbuds, you can just do into the hydrogen peroxide and just do inside your, like outside your nose, in case there's something you feel like it's just to be on the safe side. So this is just a normal, like how to say, not hard hygiene things that also they can do. I just wanted to say, like, I'm doing this, so there's no harm in it.
There's a question here. I do not have a thermometer to measure fever. How can I measure this? How can I know if I have a fever or not? Is that possible? I don't have a thermometer at home because I couldn't find to buy.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's really